What's up guys, it's Luke, I'm back with another video, and today's video is going to be about frequency and vibration and how it can affect you and me and our reality. I'm also going to touch on a couple definitions as I go along, just so you get a better understanding. So to start off with, the first definition is going to be frequency. What is frequency? And frequency is the rate of vibration measured over a specific period of time. I'm talking scientific here, but it relates to high and low frequency. So the higher the frequency, the more waves of vibration you'll have, and the lower the frequency, the less waves. So if you imagine one strand of frequency, if it's high vibrational, it's going to be like this. And if it's low vibrational, it's going to be a slow amplitude of waves. Now the universe, it does not judge or decide who gets what treatment. Like, oh, you're gonna get the bad vibes and you're gonna get the good vibes in terms of attraction, because it just doesn't judge. So whatever you put out there is what you'll receive back. And it just reacts to that. So if you're doing bad things are going to come back to you. And if you do good things and you live a positive life, then positive things are going to come back to you. And people know this as karma. People know this as, you know, whatever you put out, you get back. It's the nature of the universe, and that's all it is. But everything is made up of frequency and vibration. And one of the famous scientists that said this is Einstein himself. He said everything is made up of frequency and vibration. Now vibration is the waves of frequency, as I just said. So your frequency is the rate of vibration, and vibration is the waves of the frequency. The higher the frequency, the more vibrations, as I just said. Now, dimensions are realms where most beings are of a similar density. So the third dimension, for example, beings here are usually on a lower vibration, because this is a school for learning. So you're here to experience these denser vibrations, to evolve yourself to a higher vibration, to lift up that frequency of your body, of your energy body, of yourself. Now the waking state that I'm in currently right now, looking around awake, is three-dimensional. That's the dimension we're in right now. It's dense, it's physical. The dream state is the fourth dimension, because it's not a physical reality. It's slightly beyond our reality. It's just a bit above it. And then finally, beyond Earth is the fifth dimension, and that is the spirit, or the higher self. That is where your higher self exists on the other dimensions of reality, the higher ones, where they're less dense. And it's more light, transparent and fluent. As it says here, that I've written down in my notes, lower dimensions are dense and heavy, and higher dimensions are light and flexible. And lower dimensions, you experience separation. And the trouble is that people see themselves as alone and just one person in this wide world universe, /universe. And they're just a tiny speck of it. And that is a three-dimensional construct. It's something that we only believe here. It's something that we only experience here. On the other dimensions of reality, it's much different. As we get closer to the God source, to the source of energy that creates all life, we experience oneness. We experience the connection to everything, this tree, the birds and animals and stuff. When you raise your vibrational frequency to that of the higher dimensions, you'll experience this. You'll experience this deep connection to the world that we live in, and that we're not just a tiny speck that's alone. Now, density is the frequency or the state of consciousness that a being is displaying at a current time. So a dimension is a realm where everything in that realm is usually of the same density. And the density is the level of consciousness, or their energy level, that they're being able to perceive at that current time. So hence why on the other dimensions, the higher dimensions of reality, this is different. They're perceiving a higher level of consciousness going on. They understand a lot more, and they're all on that kind of wave. Hence why there's only a certain amount of people who are actually spiritually aware and awaken to this information on the planet, because the majority of beings are of that lower density consciousness. And we are, the chosen ones, if that's what you want to call us, the people who are here to spread this knowledge, are here to make people aware that there's more than this lower density consciousness of aloneness and depression, fear, anxiety, that there are much higher feelings of joy, compassion and love, because love is the highest vibration. And another scientist that spoke of energy and vibration is Nikola Tesla. And if you search on the internet, you'll see that he uses a method called the 369 method. Now, I'm not going to get into that because that's for another video about manifestation, which I'll probably make. But the idea is that thoughts manifest into reality. And by using this 369 method, these are numbers, sacred numbers of the universe, very sacred numbers, and you can search and you can find out that for yourself. Now, there's things that affect our vibration, because your vibration, it's not a static thing. It doesn't stay where it is. It can go up and down whenever it wants to, if it's affected by things. Up and down. I'm not just saying that there's going to be things that are going to affect it and make it go down. There's also things that you can do and things that can come into your reality that can also raise that vibration and make it better for you. And now the things that affect our vibration are thoughts, because whatever you're thinking, whether it be positive or negative, you're sending energy, you're sending vibrations out there into the universe, because everything is made up of energy, everything. So even your thoughts are made up of energy. They're made up of frequency and vibration, so you're sending it out there. So you have a bad thought. If you're thinking bad things all the time, negative things, I won't say bad because, it's not, you can't really put it as good and bad, because it's just a lesson, it's just an experience. You know what I mean? So thoughts manifest, whether they're good or bad, they'll manifest into something. And if you're thinking positive all the time, you wake up every morning and you say, today is going to be a good day, I'm grateful for what I already have, then you're going to experience good things. Positive things are going to come into your reality. And company is the second one. So who you keep around you, the type of people that you keep around yourself, because you could be keeping low vibe people around yourself. You could have people around you that are not making you feel the best you can possibly feel, and this ain't very good for you. You want people around you that are going to motivate you, that are going to positively influence you, and also you want people around you that are of the same frequency that you're at, because then they're not going to affect your frequency, they're just going to keep it where it is or raise it. It's simple as that. The music we listen to also, the music that we listen to is another thing, because that has frequency and vibration also, and it will affect your energy, it will affect your auric field. Look at this stuff. So you want to be careful of what you're listening to, because you have music that has positive words in it and good vibrational words, frequency in there, that will affect your aura in a good way. And then like miracle tones, for example, you have many miracle tones that you can type in on YouTube and listen to, 432 Hertz, 528 Hertz, many. It goes all the way up to the 800s and 900s, but they're all meditation music. A lot of them, if you type in the meditation music, you'll see these frequencies and you can listen to them, and they will uplift your spirit, they will uplift your mood. And you might think it's a bit weird at the start, you might listen to it and you might not hear any lyrics or you might not hear any beats or anything and think, oh man, this just doesn't hit with me, this doesn't hit the spot, because I'm so used to rap and the charts and guitars and all of that stuff, which is good, guitars, and rap, it can be good, but this music, it's just binaural beats, it's just sounds and frequencies that are just positive. And seeing what you see as well, that can also affect your energy and your vibration. Because if you're watching the news all the time and you're watching films, and I could say this about the music as well, if what's in that music in the films is murder and death and trauma and sadness and guilt and fear, you're going to intake that into your aura, into your energy field, and your vibration's going to take a hit because of that. Because that's negative things. It's things that aren't really positive. They're not gonna make you feel better about yourself. They're not gonna raise your vibration, are they? Because it's just sadness and fear and murder. None of those things are positive. They all affect you. Like when people watch the news, it's never really any good things on there. There's never really anything on there that's positive. Maybe they might throw a thing or two in there, but the majority of it is somebody died, somebody ended up in a crash, somebody was stabbed, somebody was killed, or the taxes are going up, or there's a meeting about how we're affecting the planet. There's many things. Not a lot of them are good. Not a lot of them are good for you. And the more you watch them and the more you perceive those things into your reality, they will affect you. Your environment as well. If you are in a messy environment that's air polluted and there's not much positive things going on there, like if you left clothes in the middle of your floor and they're all messy and stuff like that, or there's dust everywhere and it's not a very clean environment, it's not going to be very good for your energy, because like I said, everything's energy. So where you keep your space and how you keep it, it definitely affects you. Words are another thing as well, because words are frequency in themselves. Language and the expression of words is sending frequency out there into the universe, such as when you cuss people, when you complain, and when you discuss people's matters, people's lives, and you violate people. That is definitely you putting energy out there that's going to find its way back to you. So it's best to keep a nice head on your shoulders, and say things that will benefit people rather than things that won't. Maybe if you don't think that a person should be going about something a certain way, instead of making them feel bad for it, try and explain to them why it's not good for them, and motivate them to change. This is the best thing you can do, because then they won't see it in a hurtful manner. They'll see it in a way that you're trying to help them. Some people are not going to see it like that. Some people don't have that higher density consciousnness to perceive that what you're trying to do is help them. Some people will see it in a very low vibrational way, in a way that's threatening, because they don't understand that you're just trying to teach them, trying to show them information. They'll think you're trying to mimic them, that you're trying to mock them, that you're trying to see that you're better than them. But being better than somebody else in your mind is egotistical. You should never think that you're above anybody else. You should maybe you should think that you're in a different stage of reality to them. You're in a different stage of life, and maybe things are coming to you that haven't come to them yet. But this doesn't mean that you're better than them. It just means that you're in a different stage of your journey, a different stage of your life. And the final thing is gratitude. Giving gratitude is one of the most important things you can do. Be thankful for what you have now, because what you have now, it's very important to you, because we only really live in the present. If you look back into the past and you dwell on it, you're not moving on, because you're thinking about what happened then. And if you think about the future, on the other hand, so you've got the past and the future. If you think about the future, you're not there yet. So you're thinking about things that aren't necessarily realistic, because you don't know it yet. Whereas if you're thinking about the present and you're thinking about now, you're thinking about what's going on right now. So you're living in a much better state of being. That's why meditation helps. My last video is about meditation, and if you do meditation, you'll see that living in the present is what you do when you meditate, because all you are is the here and now, and you're just perceiving life as it is now, and you can watch things that are happening now, and you can choose to act better for now, so that your future comes to how you want it to be, so that you can overcome things of the past. The only way you overcome things of the past is by letting it go and living now for change, so that the future can be better. It's simple as that. And yeah, the ways to balance things are, like I said, just gratitude, giving thanks every day, being grateful for what you have now, and just understanding that what you have now you didn't have then, and what you have now you'll have more of in the future if you keep being thankful for it, because the universe will reward you. It will understand that you're grateful for now. It will understand that you are appreciative of what it's given you, and it will respond, and it will give you more of that thing. Same way the thoughts happen. If you're thinking negative all the time, you're going to be receiving those things. If you're thinking positive all the time, you're going to be receiving those things, because the universe will recognize that that is what you're thinking of, that's what you want. Like, if you want sex and drugs and money all the time, then that's all your life's going to be about, and it's going to bring you sadness. It is, because they're not the best things in reality. There's better things than sex, money and drugs. And listening to all this low vibe music, there's better music out there, and if you find it, you may manifest a better future for yourself. Another good way is by spreading love. 100% love is the highest frequency. It is the highest frequency you can emit. So when you love people, and you love your life, and you love nature, and you love the planet, and you show it, that kindness, that generosity, which is the second thing on here, then you will be rewarded with the same stuff. It will come back to you. Meditation is a great way for balancing your vibration as well. Balancing your vibration is very important, and meditation does that. 100% meditation does that, and you'll find out when you start meditating if you practice what I preach. Forgiveness is another thing that I struggle with, many people struggle with, that idea to just understand that that person is doing that for their own reason, and if it's negative, if it's positive, they're doing it for their own reason, and the only thing you can do is really just forgive them for either being uneducated, or forgive them for being egotistical, or for acting in a certain manner, and don't hold them to it. Many humans have a problem with this, because we're taught that it's not easy to forgive. Our parents don't forgive us for things. When we make mistakes and we judge people and we do bad things in our life, we're never taught that forgiveness is like that it's just an easy thing. We're always taught that we have to fight for this forgiveness, and that is true to an extent. If you want someone to forgive you, yeah, you have to make it up to them, but forgiveness should be a lot easier. It should be a lot easier to just forgive. Maybe not forget, but forgive. Just understand that that person's in a different timeline to you, in a different part of their reality, and they're perceiving things differently to you. Diet is another thing as well, because meat, I hate to say this, there's many out there that eat meat and that eat dairy and that eat these foods because they taste good, because the takeaways are nice and full of additives, and you get addicted to your fast food. But it will affect your vibration and frequency. It will affect it 100%. I'm trying to make this video not last too long, but it just flows out of me when I get into these vids. So if you eat fruits and veggies of high vibration, it will definitely affect your vibration. It will raise it. Eat more fruits, eat more veggies. Even if you can't cut out the meat and you can't cut out the cheese, just make sure, and eggs and whatever it is, fish, all of that, whatever it is that you can't cut out, just make sure that you're adding fresh fruit and fresh vegetables into your diet as much as you can, and try to cut the fatty stuff out if you can. Try to just cut down on it. If you can't cut it out completely, just eat it like a couple of times a week. It's hard to do, I understand, but the less of it you eat, the better you'll feel. I promise you now, you'll feel a lot better when you cut that stuff out of your diet. Toxins like drugs and the stuff they put in the soda drinks, aspartame and sodium bicarbonate and all that. I've read the ingredients. You know, trying to be vegan, you have to read the ingredients. When you read the amount of stuff that they're putting in this food that's not meant to be in there, you understand that it's definitely going to affect you. It's going to affect your body physically, and it's going to affect you vibrationally as well. Positive thoughts and high vibe, they're the last things on there. And obviously positive thoughts will bring you positive things, and high vibe things in your reality, will raise your vibration, and you'll be able to live a much more positive, high vibe life. And that's just the way it is. And another way of balancing is crystals. I have mine right here. I have a bag of them. They're all for different things. They're all for different chakras, because I meditate on my chakras and I try to balance those too. But crystals are a group of minerals, and they're believed to have this energy about them, personality about them. They vibrate because they're, you know, everything's atoms. At a molecular level, everything is atoms. It all vibrates because atoms move constantly. And in many cultures they use crystals, and they believe, from personal experience, they believe that it helps them, not for healing, and healing energy, healing physical vessels, whatever it is, that people have definitely used them. And if you go onto the internet and you type in crystals and what they're for, and there's lots and lots and lots of pages on there that will tell you everything you need to know about them. They can react to vibrational energy of the body, and they can help it, but they can also not help it, because if you have a crystal that's really positive and you're affecting it with negative energy, and it can engulf that, it can draw it in and absorb it, and you keep that crystal around you, it's going to express that energy back out. It's going to push that energy back out into your energy field, into your environment. That's why it's good to cleanse them and charge them as well. You can charge them in the moonlight, sunlight. You can cleanse them in running water. You can cleanse them with sage, which is what I do, as I've posted on my Instagram. You can put the sage in a dish or whatever it is, and you'll see the sage smoke going up, and you can just wave the crystal around it, or you can wave the whole sage. You can wave sage around your body and cleanse your whole body. Sage is a very good thing. I had to add that in there. They can absorb energy, like I just said, relieve stress. Some of it could be placebo, you know, some of it could be you just holding that crystal and believing it's going to help you mentally, or believing it's doing something. It can do it. I read up earlier something about a study where 80 people was given real and fake crystals, and only 6 out of that 80 didn't feel an energetic change in their body. How wild is that? Some of them were given fake crystals, and their placebo alone of them believing what that crystal was going to do affected their energy. So you imagine now, if that crystal's real and it's really doing what they think it's doing it on a much larger scale. They can increase focus. I know a lot of celebrities and stuff, and famous people that have spoken about carrying crystals with them, and workers put them on their desks when they're working, and it increases the concentration. And there's crystals for loads of different things, honestly. There's loads of different things. And finally, balancing chakras, that's the final thing. That's what I use them for. I use them for all of these things, but mainly balancing chakras. I had this bit in the end because I forgot to do the outro. So yeah, please like, share and subscribe if you're new, and if you like the video. Yeah, I'll be sure to make another video pretty soon. I'm not sure when. I don't want to upload too frequently, because you know I have to really get the ideas together and put a nice video together. But yeah, that's another one for me. So peace out, guys.